UFC Fight Night, Lerone Murphy, Edson Barboza, who is 100% absolutely not on the juice. He's just the most insane, in shape 38-year-old man walking the planet. I am Andy. That is Jim from MajorDog.com. Sorry, I just had to. I was downloading pictures to do our thumbnails and everything, and so what happens is UFC actually puts out copyright free pictures, so you can do your own graphics. They have a transparent background, and I clicked on his, and I was just like, really, that's what it looks like. Anyway,
Not really trying to hide it.
listen, my grandma always said, if you got it, flaunt it. All right, let's jump right into it. Emily Ducote, Vanessa Demopoulos. I'll go first on this one, Jim, because calling for the upset here. Vanessa Demopoulos at plus money against Emily Ducote. I think I got the cardio advantage with Vanessa Demopoulos. I think in round 3, I think she's got the edge. If it gets on the ground, I think she's got the edge. I say she's got the edge because she's won fights that she didn't win. If that makes sense. Like, she absolutely 100% did not win her last fight. That did not happen. That was not a real thing. Nobody scored it for her except the judges. She was on bottom, but the activity, whatever reason, the judges really like it. So if it gets to the ground, I think she's got the edge. Emily, I think, is pretty decent striker. Not amazing. She's not going to blow anybody, out of the water here. And I think Demopoulos, for whatever reason, her style works in the 2024 era of UFC, which is moving around, lots of activity, punches don't have to land, celebrating at the end of the rounds, being on bottom but throwing a bunch of punches, just looking like you're doing a lot of activity. Regardless of whether she wins or not, the price is absolutely insane. I will say that. There's no way that you should be fading Demopoulos in parlays or anything. So I think if you're looking for underdogs on the card, I got the very first one that is going to trip people up. So what say you in Demopoulos Ducote?
Possible parlay buster to start the night. First fight out.
Get everyone in a really bad mood just to start the night.
Look, there's no universe where I'm laying minus 380 against Emily Ducote. They could bring Ronda Rousey back to fight her right now, and I'm betting Ronda. You don't lay chalk with this woman. You just don't. They're both not great. They're both not damaging either. So when you're looking at a fight where you think it's going to decision, you just have to play the plus money and hold your nose and wait for the outcome. And I think if you do that by the end of the year, especially in women's MMA, numbers like plus 300, you're probably going to be pretty okay. Like you said, she could win this fight and not win this fight.
Yeah, I mean, that Murata decision is still one of the more head-scratching, just like, where did that come from? You got to be kidding me. So, it goes down as a win, whatever, loses against Kolakevich, gets the win. I mean, the Jin frame, not sure she won that one, but the style, it just works for her. So, yeah, Ducote, I don't know. Just not really impressed with her. I went back and watched this Ashley Yoder fight. Really? Ashley Yoder?
Yeah.
Not great strength of schedule there. So
they're both kind of decisionators too. I like the over 2.5 as a parlay piece. I'm not picking a side. If anything, I'm going to bet Vanessa at plus 300, but not a play in my account.
Well, that's one thing that Jim and I like to do is we really like to focus on the totals if we don't see an advantageous bet on the side. And absolutely, if you're looking for a parlay piece, it's not a money line. It's the over. It's the over 2.5 for the fight to go the distance on this one for sure. I'll let you go first on this next one. Kleydon Rodrigues and Alatengheili. Who you got?
I have a bathroom break and I have a get some food and I don't want any part of this fight. Any part, none, zero, zilch. How's Rodrigues going to look at this new weight class? They're kind of forcing him to go up in weight because he hasn't proved that he can make weight. That's a giant red flag. It's not a calculated move up. It's listen, dude. You keep missing weight by 3-4 pounds, you're not allowed to fight that weight class anymore. You got to move up. Not a huge fan of Alateng, so it's not like I'm getting any kind of a discount or anything like that. I could see this fight being a violent fight. maybe this fight not to go the distance, but not enough to really put my money anywhere. I think these guys are going to be pretty evenly matched. I think Alateng could have an advantage in the wrestling, but he doesn't wrestle. So it's just one of those, every time you try to find an angle in this fight, I just find something that talks me off of it. And there's no angles. It's a long card. It's the second fight of the night. If for the sake of the video to lean anywhere, I maybe Rodrigues looks more at home in this weight class, and we see improvements from him. But no play for me.
I'm not going to bet it, but it's Alateng or nothing for me. I mean, Kleydon Rodrigues, like you said, weight class issues, gets decimated against Farid Basharat, and your claim to fame cannot be beating Shannon Ross. It just can't. You can't
True.
losing to CJ Vergara, close split decision. I get it, could have gone either way, but he was beat up at the end of that. Man, CJ Vergara beat him up pretty good in that one. So Alateng or nothing. But let's go on to the next one. Piera Rodrigues, Ariane Carnelossi. What do you think about this one? I got a strong feeling about one thing in this fight, but I'm interested in your take first.
I find it very coincidental. I'm not making accusations, but I'm making assumptions that all of a sudden a lot of these fighters are returning after long layoffs after USADA's gone. And I think Carnelossi is the poster woman for genetically modified.
Just zoom in here.
So,
a little bit.
I mean, her veins are bigger than my arms.
What are you talking about? What's going on here?
Yeah, that's a natural build right there. She looks like an action figure. It's too much. It's too much. What in the world is she going to look like after 2 years off? Supposedly she had a back injury and had back surgery. But I just find it very coincidental.
Did she have back knee?
Back knee, yeah. She had a deep one. Skill set wise, I like Carnelossi's grit. I have questions about Piera Rodrigues in the third round. And in the second round, to be honest with you, I don't know if she is going to be able to handle the physicality. Skill set wise on the feet, I favor Piera, but she's very low volume. This is the women's fight that I wonder about the distances here. I think Piera could gas in the third, and we've seen that Carnelossi's still going to push forward in the third. It's a question coming back. And again, same thing. We're going to talk about an under and take a side out of it. You got to fight her off back surgery and a 2-year layoff. So, who's the UFC trying to push here? I can't figure that out to save my life, who they want to push. So, I actually lean Carnelossi in this. I've not been a fan of Piera Rodrigues. She was a fade of mine. I faded her against Jillian Robertson. Easy money. As soon as that cardio went and the grappling started, it was over for Piera. So, yeah, I'm going Carnelossi here. No bet, but picking Carnelossi.
I agree. The lean is Carnelossi for what you just said. I think she's going to be stronger. If it gets to clinch, if it gets to any kind of wrestling, if it ends up on the ground, the strength advantage is Carnelossi. I love the over 2.5 on this one. I understand what you're saying about Rodrigues not having cardio. I'm not sure Carnelossi is going to have finishing power in the third round. That was where my I think they're both gassing out in the third round. I just need there to not be a finish in the first round, and I think this cruises over the 2.5. So I think this is a really, really good card on women's fights to go over. I know they can be tricky sometimes. You get some submission. You get some knockouts.
I would say submission in this. Not like I agree. There's no knockout power in this.
No.
It's going to be a submission if it ends.
Yeah, it's a small lean on Carnelossi, but I think the parlay piece on the over is potential enough. It could be something that you might want to throw in parlays if you have some other ones. Speaking of parlay pieces, how about the fight not to go the distance and Magomedov and Warlley? I mean, hey, if you're looking for a distance, this is number one on my list.
And inside the distance, yeah.
Fight not to go the distance on Magomedov and Warlley Alves is this is right up my alley. So funny you bring up USADA. Listen, if you go back and watch this fight against Munir Lazez, you'd be like, man, Warlley Alves is on the fast track to a championship title because he can't be stopped. And boy, did he get stopped. Loses to Jeremiah Wells. I mean, he got Nicholas Dalbeed. Nicholas
Yeah.
Dalby, classic
I remember that
Nicholas
fight. Yeah.
Dalby.
Mhm.
It was classic Nicholas Dalby, where Dalby's like looks terrible at first, and then all of a sudden there's Dalby getting his hand raised after he grinds out like some close rounds, and then just gets destroyed by Ikram Aliskerov. So Abus, uh, gas tank issues and power galore early, just screams under. If he doesn't get the finish early, I think he gets done. I think Abus knocks him out in the first round. I think Warlley Alves is pretty much toast at this point. But we saw it against Strickland, where he beat up Strickland in the first round, then just got exhausted. Kyle Barallo, he looked good in the first round, then just couldn't hold it together, and Barallo just controls him easily for the next 2 rounds. So I lean Magomedov, but have your live lines open. Have your live lines open. If Magomedov doesn't get the early finish and you just start to sniff that he's getting tired, because he's one of these guys where when he gets tired, it's not I get tired over the course of the next 3 minutes. It's I get tired over the next 45 seconds. So
Now.
I'm not even going to overthink it. This is a parlay piece on fight not to go the distance. What's your take?
Abus knocks Warlley Alves into next year. Warlley Alves is fighting at the wrong weight class. He's taking this fight. Let's face it, this is the end of Warlley's career. Like, he's got maybe a couple more in him. At this point, you're 14-7, 33 years old, jumping weight classes, 3 losses in a row. I think he gets his paycheck and goes home. Both of these guys have shown zero desire to fight through heavy adversity. And God, is that you want an under? You want guys you want the Terrence McKinneys. I don't want to take that damage. I'm done.
The Herbert Burns.
The Herbert Burns. I'm done. That's it. It's all over. So I think Abus, and I will say one thing about Abus and Khaos. He went the distance. Like, if he really was gassed, he would have, and quit, he would have given Khaos the choke. He did not give Khaos the choke. He at least had somewhat of a better desire to fight through things. As far as the Strickland fight goes, Sean Strickland does this to everybody. Everybody. You remember watching that live?
He did it to Adesanya.
Does it to everyone. Everyone. Did it to Drickus, just happened to lose the decision. But he does it to everybody. And we watched that Abus fight live, and man, did we jump on Strickland early. Strickland dropped to like minus 110, or it was plus 110.
It was so great.
We
Easy
jumped
money.
all over Strickland. I think Abus ends this guy. The UFC wants to get him back on the fast track. They're sacrificing Warlley here. This fight is literally a win or go home card. This card is. I feel like there's a lot of fighters that it's like put up or shut up, or you're out. Mm-hmm. And I'm with you on Abus.
All right. Well, we definitely agree Abus. And we agree fight not to go the distance is a fantastic parlay piece. So if you guys are watching and enjoying the gambling content, please hit the like button. And if you're not enjoying the gambling content, please hit the like button. Leave us a comment. Tell us if you agree or disagree. Just a little thank you for us putting together this time to put together these videos. I know we've done very well on the videos. So if you guys could, it really helps the algorithm out, helps let Wager Talk know that we're doing a good job. Let us know if you agree or disagree. If you even just put a smiley face or something in the comments, just let us know you're out there. It's a great community that we've really started to build up here on this channel. So I know we had some rough waters with some of the comments a few months ago, but I'm really enjoying the comment section these days. I really am.
Yeah, it's blast, man. It's a blast.
Yeah, you guys are doing such a great job. So really appreciate that. Jim and I appreciate the interaction. So like button, comment, and if you want to see more gambling content from the Wager Talk YouTube channel, just hit the bell, be a subscriber, and you get notified about any daily plays that I've been breaking down daily videos on all the NBA playoff games, MLB, NHL, various things like that. So appreciate you guys. Let's move on to Tamires Vidal and Melissa Gatto. I'm going to let you go first. I want to hear your take because I got a couple thoughts on this one, and we have not talked about most of these fights. So what do you think about Tamires Vidal and Melissa Gatto?
So I'm glad we haven't talked about this because I have a very, very large suspicion on this fight, and I think it's going to lead to a bet for me. So let's start off. Here's the sums it up for me. If you click on Tamires Vidal, you know where I'm going, don't you?
Yeah.
Look who she was supposed to fight.
Bang, bang. Bang,
Haley
bang.
Cohen. twice. The Golden Girl, Haley Cohen. Tell me that the UFC.
The Golden Girls punch harder than Haley Cohen.
Yeah, Blanche could probably hit her harder. This is a setup. This is Gatto losing her fight the other week. And hey, look, we'll give you a fight. It's up a weight class. I don't want to take it. We'll give you Tamires Vidal. I'm in. I'm in.
Right.
Gatto looked absolutely amazing on the scales the last fight. And I have a feeling that fight was canceled, and very quickly after, before she could get into her, I'm not fighting, let me just eat and hydrate and, go blow off some steam. Listen, we're going to get you a fight here in a couple weeks. Stay ready. So I think this is Gatto ready. They're not making Gatto cut weight twice, which is a huge deal. And if Gatto gets this on the ground, now Gatto doesn't have the best takedown offense, but Vidal does not have the best takedown defense. And I think Gatto's better than her on the feet. I think if it hits the mat, Gatto is going to sub her. I don't see Vidal getting out. I think it's Gatto by finish, man. I'm not going to play her by finish. If anything, I'll play Gatto in some form or fashion. But that Haley Cohen double booking is enough for me to be on Gatto.
All right. So for those of you that don't know who Haley Cohen is, Haley Cohen came off of Contenders. Here, I'll click on her. So Haley Cohen comes off of Contender Series. She beats Claudia Light, who I'm not sure she did beat Claudia Light. So she gets this. I don't think she did either. So she gets a close split decision win. Close split decision wins and boring fights do not get you contracts. But she's good looking. She's got the big smile. She's attractive. Dana White says, I see something in her, just like he saw in Jake Hadley. Everyone's saying no. And he says, yes, I'm going to give you a contract. There's a little problem. She's not that good. And so she goes out. They try and feed her to Jamie Lynn Horth, making a UFC debut. Let's give a debutante, Jamie Lynn Horth. And then she goes out and promptly loses. And by the way, that one wasn't even that close. Jamie Lynn Horth controlled her. So now Dana's sitting there going, I've got to get Haley Cohen to win. Dana just has on for Haley Cohen, and you and I have sniffed this out from the very beginning. We bet against Haley Cohen. So they tried to feed Haley Cohen not once but twice to Tamires Vidal. Haley Cohen is injured now, and I got to tell you, Jim, I completely forgot about Melissa Gatto and how great she looked, and Victoria Dudakova looked like death on the scales. Yeah, you're right. It's here's my thing with Vidal. She tons of power. The Eileen Perez, she was losing. There's an illegal knee in there, but she comes in against Ramona Pascual and just blasts Ramona Pascual really hard in the body. Gets the finish. Nice heel hook there. She got caught in this no man's land against Montserrat Randone. What I mean by that is she's got all this power, but she doesn't have power for 3 rounds. So. Do I go hard for 1 round, try and get the knockout, or do I try and go for 3 rounds? Well, what she did against Rendon was try and throw punches at 75, 80% speed, but I'm going to last 3 rounds. Well, what happened is she didn't have any power on her punches, and then she still got tired in the 3rd round. Not as tired, but a little bit. And what happened is she ended up losing. I didn't even think she deserved to get a split decision. I thought it was a pretty terrible fight. You're right. She's not that good. She's definitely she's not. I don't think she's quite UFC caliber. She's definitely not Melissa Gatto caliber. So this is a really nice spot for Melissa Gatto. And Jim, you're so right. You look at some of the fights that didn't happen, and it really tells you a story. Melissa Gatto was ready for her fight against Dudakova. She did nothing wrong. How can we get her another fight? Oh, I know. Here, this checks all the boxes. Something. So it's Gatto for sure. I would not play this over. Like there's finishing potential all over the place.
This could be the one.
Yeah.
This could be the one.
If you're looking for a fight that has all the unknowns in the world, this fight is for you. Oumar C and Tuco. What are we doing here? I'll go over this real quick. I want nothing to do with this. I'm not taking the under. I'm not taking the over. I'm not taking a side. Even if you had told me I absolutely had to, I guess I would go with Oumar C because it seems like he has a little bit more potential. But I just want nothing to do with this fight. Do you have any opinions?
You want me to sum up why you should all stay away from this fight? If you go
Yes.
on DraftKings right now, it's the only fight that you don't have finished props in.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Yeah. It's a
What
short
what are the
notice.
books? What are the books waiting on?
It's a short notice replacement. Like Oumar Sy was supposed to fight. I mean, this is how ridiculous this fight was. He was supposed to fight Tricoli, who's fought once since 2018. This is absolutely ridiculous. I don't know where this fight came from, so we move on. This
I
one
mean,
is-
they want to push C. They do. Is he good enough? We don't know.
Yeah. Now, I will say this: I'll have my eyes on this matchup because it could be fun. This could be just one of those crazy, wild, ridiculously fun fights. But betting wise, no way. Tom Nolan and Victor Martinez. Tom Nolan, classic, falls right into the camp of Dana White Contender Series guys that look great and then get smoked coming into the UFC. There is no ifs, ands, buts about it. He was a deer in headlights against Nicolas Bada for all 1 minute and 3 seconds after it. I'll go first and say that I still think Tom Nolan has potential. I think he's exciting. I think that was just the nerves got the better of him. He looked so tentative and so scared. And Nicolas Bada, he's not great, but he is a UFC fighter who's, that's the biggest step up in competition that Tom Nolan's had. Victor Martinez stinks. He's not good. He wasn't good on Contender Series. He went to decision against Jacob Rosales, and that fight was terrible. When you get smoked by Jordan Levitt, I got really, really big questions. So I mentioned earlier that Magomedov and Warlley Alves was fight not to go the distance. You want to grab that parlay piece and you want to take the Nolan and Martinez to not go the distance. Now you've got two parlay legs on fight not to go the distance. I think it's Tom Nolan inside the distance. I'm just going to keep it safe and just take this fight not to go the distance, parlay it with the Magomedovs and Alves, and I'll find something else on this card to put with it. But to me, it's Nolan. He's got the better upside. I just chalk it up to his nervous one fight debutant in the UFC. But I think Victor Martinez is terrible. He's on the fast track to be out of here. What do you think?
Are you in my account? Because I
No,
already
yeah?
have that bet. Look,
Okay.
we didn't even talk about this. We already got that bet. That's great. Yeah, guess what, guys? They need Tom Nolan to get a win. So they gave him Victor Martinez. Like, sometimes in this sport, the writing's on the wall. It's no longer 15 fights 14 and 13 fights 11 and blah, 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 blah. It's, we need to push guys. We need marketable guys. You brought up a great point with the pay-per-views. The amount of money that they have to pay Conor. And, UFC 300 cost them ungodly amounts of money. So they got to build up these young stars. And when they get a loss, they're going to toss them a softball. They're not going to keep them in the deep end. And this is a softball. This is Tom Nolan by finish. This is under 2.5. This fight doesn't go the distance. And it's the only way to play it. If you're really that worried about Tom Nolan's chin, you just play the totals under.
Absolutely.
I think Tom Nolan nukes him in 2 rounds.
I think so too. So it's Nolan for us. He's fun. He's going to be good. He's going to be an exciting fighter. He just needs a little bit of work, and just needs to calm down a little bit. Angela Hill, Luana Pinheiro. I'm going to you. You have a strong opinion on this fight, I believe.
Angie Hill all day long. I know she's old. I know she loses split decisions. But there's one thing I can guarantee you. Angela Hill ain't losing the 3rd round if it gets there. The other part I can guarantee you, Angela Hill's winning the second half of the 2nd round. And what the last thing the judges see is always what they remember. How many times have we seen people steal rounds the last 10 seconds of a fight, 20 seconds of a fight? How'd they give him that round? It's just,
it gets mad.
It's the last 20 seconds. And Angela Hill, after Pinheiro's storm in the 1st round, is going to take over this fight. I wouldn't be shocked to see Angela Hill get a gassed out Pinheiro out of there late in the 3rd. But she does have pillow fist. But Angela Hill's a playable number. I know she's old, but I did a little bit of a dive here, and Pinheiro is training with our boy who crapped the bed a couple weeks ago. Who was it that fought Perez?
Oh, is it?
I think they're together.
Are they really?
Whatever his name was.
Nicolau?
So she was, yes, Nicolau. So they're in the corner. I've thought Pinheiro was a fraud from day one. And, we just saw an absolutely hard game plan from Nicolau. They're in the same camp. I can't trust that coaching staff. Like you said before, if they try to make her slow down and don't go so hard, they're going to take away what makes her somewhat good. And I think Angela Hill just putting a working on her in round 2 and round 3. And this is an Angela Hill decision win or late stoppage when Pinheiro's done.
I mean, listen, I got to tell you, Angela Hill, maybe 39. I thought she looked great against Denise Gomes. I thought she looked great.
Mm-hmm.
Loses to Mackenzie Dern, fine, beats Ducote and then Loopy. But this is a woman that's fought Jandroba, Amanda Lemos, Tisha Pennington way back when, before the baby theory. So she's fought good ones, and I just thought she looked great against Gomez, and I think she's gonna have a really good game plan. And yeah, you're right, Pinheiro, like that fight against Ribas was so bizarre. Ribas talking about going too hard too early. Ribas goes ballistic in the first couple rounds and gets pieced up because she was so worried about moving forward that she forgot to block punches. So Pinheiro pieces her up, and then you're right, Pinheiro just gets exhausted. I think Angela Hill's much more controlled than Ribas, and I know Angela Hill's just not going to stand there and let her get punched the entire time. Like she's going to block Pinheiro and stuff. So I'm with you. I like the over a lot more than you do, just because it's an Angela Hill fight. Mm-hmm. And so
there's still ways to play the over. Like play it however you want. It's all the overs. It's all of them, and you can take them down however you want to go. It's just that gas tank for Pinheiro is my worry. But yeah.
Adrian, Yanez, and Vinicius Salvador. You mentioned this is the card of get right fights. If this isn't the ultimate get right fight, I don't know what is. I'll let you go first on this one. What's your take on Adrian Yanez and Vinicius Salvador?
So I think, let me know if I'm wrong in the chat, but I think I'm officially going to be the first prediction video that is going to mention the fact that Adrian Yanez had a tear in his knee the last fight against Jonathan Martinez. Nobody wants to talk about this. Oh, he got stopped by leg kicks. He had a tear in his knee and went up against the most powerful leg kicker in the division.
Yeah, nice choice. Who okayed that from his camp?
I mean, that's a paycheck, right? Like, I need to get paid. I need to fight.
That's a good point.
I get it, but I mean, it was very evident at the beginning of that fight that something was wrong. And then sure enough, right after the fight, it comes out that he was torn MCL, I believe. So look, his knee's right. Vinicius Salvador, I'll take a page out of Andy's book, stinks.
He's terrible. He's so bad.
He's terrible. And he's another guy that dodged bullets to get here.
Have you noticed that we have a couple guys who's winning? Shannon Ross.
I miss Shannon Ross. They should give Shannon Ross one fight a year in the UFC. Just one.
Maybe bring back Sam Alvey for Shannon Ross, Sam Alvey, thing. That would be fun.
Victor Altamirano, no power at all whatsoever. Horrible fight. CJ Vergara, not a big threat. Horrible fight. The guy's got no gas. He's wild. His hands are down. This is set up for Yanez to get a knockout. And it's going to be Salvador fast early, and then Yanez is going to get his distance. He's going to get the timing, and he is going to catch Salvador with something so clean, Salvador's not going to be able to take it. And if you go to Salvador's losses, most of them are from by finish. If you go pre-UFC. So we got ground and pound. Joe Filio, Costa Triangle. You got a decision there. You got another finish loss there. So I think it's just a setup for Yanez, man. It's Yanez all day.
I agree. It is Yanez all day. I mean, listen, talk about a step down. He goes from Rob Font, Jonathan Martinez, to Vinicius Salvador. Like, man, kind of crazy. The fight against Rob Font, he was having success early. He got way too cocky. That was a dumb fight. That was a bad fight IQ moment. So hopefully he's got that out of his system. But even if he has a dumb moment, I don't know if Salvador is a guy to take him out. But yeah, Yanez is the play for sure. Ramiz Brahimaj, I'm not sure.
Brahimaj, you had it right the first
time. Brahimaj, against Themba Gorimbo, man, Jim. This is all about what your take on Themba Gorimbo. He's the guy that, if you didn't know, he's the one that was basically homeless. Wasn't even eating. He was trying to trade without eating. The Rock. Here's his story. I believe Colby Covington was involved. Even Dana White gave him some food, which is great, or gave him some money so he could actually eat. So you almost have to. That's this. It makes him so tough to figure out because it loses by guillotine choke against AJ Fletcher. But what shape was he in? He does go to decision and wins against Takashi Sato, and I think we wanted to see against Pete Rodrigues. We wanted to see like 3 rounds. Could we see like a good? And then it's over. Is that good or bad? Was it random? Or was it like, oh wow, no, this guy's like now that he's like got real training and real food and he's got his feet on the ground. Is this what we're going to see from him? That being said, Pete Rodrigues isn't very good. I will say this: Grimbo's got the big cardio edge, and Brahmaj is not. He's not that impressive. Beating Michael Gilmore's not impressive. Give him credit. Gets finished in the first. Loses to Court McGee. All right. I mean, beating. I don't know. Carlos Martinez, so these 3 wins, he gets the job done in the first round. He does what he's supposed to do, takes advantage of guys that he's way better than. But then one of the more disgusting flesh wounds you'll ever see in the UFC is the ear ripping off against Max Griffin. Court McGee, he can't get out of there. I kind of like this one to not go the distance because I think it's Brahmaj early. If it's not, he gasses and Gorimbo kind of gets him out of there a little bit late. I can't really pick a side, and I can't say I'm too married to the idea of betting an under on this fight. I think if Brahmaj wins, it's round 1. If he doesn't win, I think he's going to get pretty tired, and then it's Gorimbo. And I will say, if you're looking at narratives on this one, who does UFC want to win? Gorimbo's a great story. So I could see. It's Michel Pereira that's won like 8 fights in a row, and he's still fighting like bumps like ER bacteria.
Yes.
Like, meanwhile, Usyk wins 3 in a row and gets a title shot. I wonder if Gorimbo goes down that path where, like, a year from now, we're like, Gorimbo's on a 6-fight win streak. Who is he beating? Bunch of Contender Series guys and, some of these guys. I don't know. I think they like Gorimbo. I think he's a great story. And talk about great commentating fodder. Like when he's fighting, just nonstop bringing it up. So I don't know. I probably am not going to get to window on this fight. You have anything you want to bet on this one?
I circled this fight as a live bet. I don't feel comfortable taking anything pre-fight. This is a live bet, and what I'm looking to do is bet on Gorimbo. So Brahimaj is probably going to sell out for the takedown early. And if it looks like Gorimbo has any chance of getting up, any chance of stuffing a takedown, and any chance of making him work, I'm betting Gorimbo. So I'm going to watch that line, and the second that Brahimaj struggles, I'm betting Themba. Because round 2, round 3, he's going to have the cardio advantage, and I think he could probably get Brahimaj out of there. So
I love it.
I think it's a pretty safe spot to get a good line. I don't feel comfortable taking any bet till I see the fight start. I need to know, where's it going to take place, on the feet or on the ground? Once we know that, we can make our bet.
I like it. It totally makes sense to me. Khaos Williams and Carlston Harris, 2 guys I do not enjoy betting on. I'll go first in this one. Khaos Williams. I mean, I don't know what it is with this guy. Loses to Michel Pereira. This Abdul Razak Alisson, that knockout in the moment looked amazing. Now it's not aged so well. Miguel Baeza, okay, whatever. The Randy Brown fight looked good, and then he goes out just lucky to win that fight against Bedoya. I mean, he just slept walk through that one. I got to tell you, I don't think Carlston Harris is good. I don't think he's good, but I worry about Khaos Williams. Either A, not taking it serious, losing a close round here or there. You go to Carlston Harris, okay, beat Jared Gooden. Jeremiah Wells, I mean, he pulled that one out of his you-know-what. He was losing that one. But then it's the guy that fought Shavkat. It's so strange.
That's a loose saying that he fought Shop.
Okay, he was in the ring with Shop.
He got sacrificed.
He was in the octagon. Yeah.
Talk
Beat
about a
our
feeder
boy.
fight.
Yeah, beat our boy Impa.
Yeah.
I actually find nothing I like in this one. Khaos Williams should win it, and I just don't want to bet on a fighter that when I listen, I bet on him against Bedoya, and it was just the ultimate sweat last one. And maybe I'm still scarred from that, but I just know I don't want to put my money on Khaos Williams, even though I think he should win on the feet, as long as he can take it on the feet. I know Carlston Harris probably wants to get on the ground. I just don't think he's that good. His last two fights, I just was not, even though they were wins, I wasn't that impressed with him. So it's chaos or nothing for me, but it's just going to be nothing from a betting perspective.
I think this is going to be the worst fight on the card.
It has all the makings for it.
It could be 3 rounds of nothing happening. Absolutely nothing happening. Khaos Williams, big talk at the interviews, big talk in his pre-interviews. I'm going to knock this guy out. Well, we've heard the story. And what does he do? He comes out with no volume now. He's another one of these fighters that was super exciting. We were all excited to see. And then somebody got a hold of this guy, or he got some money, or he realized it's a business, and just changed his entire fighting style. He just can't get off the line anymore. He doesn't throw volume. He doesn't throw with that same desire to knock out his opponent. I don't think Carlston Harris is very good, but could I most certainly see him holding Khaos against the fence? Or if he gets a takedown, holding Khaos down? He'll probably make some grappling mistakes, but this fight just grosses me out. To me, this is the worst fight on the card. This will be a bathroom break for me. I won't have any money on this fight at all. Move on. It's just this is a bad fight. Bad match.
There's so many other fights I'd put as a co-main over this one.
This is another instance of exactly that. Like, this should be like the second fight on the card.
Yeah, why is this a co-main? Put Abus, Magomedov, and Warlley Alves. At least be exciting. I put Tom Nolan, Victor Martinez. I know you don't want to put two guys coming off losses, but I guarantee there's going to be more action in it. So, well, we know they won't do that. All right, Edson Barboza, Lerone Murphy. Before we get going, guys, don't forget to check out all plays at wagertalk.com. We will have a weekend pack that is up right now. We've got one 5% play that is still up. We had two 5% plays earlier this week. Those have already started. We already cashed one yesterday, but if you're interested in getting a cross-sport parlay, encourage you to go get that. My profile page, Andy Lang at wagertalk.com. 11-2. Our last 13 cross-sport parlays. I know they're unorthodox, but man, are they winners. Good God, are they winners. So
that's what we're good at.
The unorthodox is where the money is. It really is. Like, have fun trying to figure out all the spreads and totals and the MLB and all. Good luck with that. We'll be over here cashing darts and cross-sport parlays. So we're going to break this down, and then Jim's going to give his thoughts on Bellator. We do have a couple Bellator thoughts. So, all right, I'll let you go. Edson Barboza and Lerone Murphy. What do you think, Jim?
A lot of people are loving Barboza because of the unproven Murphy. I have a problem with Edson Barboza. I just think he's hit or miss. He is the epitome of hit or miss. When you think he's going to look great and be the old Edson, then he loses to Giga. Then he loses to Bryce Mitchell. It makes no sense whatsoever. He comes out and sparks Billy Quarantillo inside of one round, which not many people have done.
Brutal knee. God, that knee.
It's just crazy. Outlasts Shane Burgos. Sadiq Youssef just puts a veteran beating on him. And I think this is the time that he is going to get caught. The one thing with Edson is when he does get hit, his chin is not good. It's not good anymore. He knows how to recover. He's a vet. But I could see Edson getting clipped early in this fight. And the reason I like it is because I feel like everybody's on the over. Everybody's on the over. Everybody's on Barboza. And what we've seen this year with these main events is just that what you think's going to happen, not really what you think's going to happen. Derek Lewis shot a takedown, 2 of them last week. So are we done trying to figure out what's going to happen in main events yet in 2024? I'm over it.
For the record, they were awful takedowns. Awful.
He almost almost got one, right? Did he get one?
You
I think he got one.
Yeah, he almost tired himself out too with his almost.
Had about 3 seconds of control off that takedown before he stood right back up. So, like, yeah, I know Murphy's not this super impressive world beater, but if Edson is reckless with his defense and he gets clipped, I could see Murphy hurting him enough and swarming him and getting him out of here. So I haven't bet anything on this main event. I lean Murphy personally, more so just trying to be a little bit unpredictable with these fights because these main events are unpredictable, period. They've always been.
Murphy's another guy with this strange winning streak that's just nowhere near fighting a contender. Like he's won 5 in a row. Gatto Ramos, Soledad Andrade, Makwan Amirkhani, Gabriel Santos, Josh Coulibaugh. I think they look good against Coulibaugh. I think these guys, I think they're pretty similar. I watched them and I'm not really sure what the big difference is in their style that really separates them. I think Murphy's a little faster on the feet. I think Barboza may have a little bit more power. I lean Murphy, but I'm certainly not going to be betting on it. It's nothing that I have a very strong opinion on. So, all right, you want to jump over to Bellator? This is the Bellator Championship Series here.
Yeah, Paris. Yep.
Paris. All right. Let's see.
Just an FYI to everybody. Just keep in mind we're getting our second run in PFL coming up pretty soon. So PFL and Bellator are going to be putting out cards coming up next couple months. Fights were already announced, so get ready. We were very successful on the first round. So there were some great matchups in the second round that looked fantastic. And Bellator's still putting out cards. So here you go. Surprise, Bellator's got fights going on. So we'll go right to the elephant in the room first, and that's the Aspen Ladd fight. I can't believe I'm going to say this, but you got to take Aspen Ladd or nothing in this fight. They faced off. So Bellator already had their face-offs and press conferences and all this stuff. Ladd is huge. Shakalova is not proven whatsoever. Absolutely atrocious level of competition. Fighting in these organizations where there is no competition. Just not good. We expected Shakalova to absolutely destroy Silva, and she did not look good.
Nope.
We broke that fight down, and it was a sweaty... We thought she was going to win by finish, and no, it wasn't even close. So I think Aspen Ladd can stuff the wrestling, and if she ends up on top, this is Aspen Ladd's fight. So I like a play on Aspen Ladd. Numbers was still playable last I checked. Upset, scroll down a little bit. Barnarui.
You're gonna go with the I knew you were gonna go with Barnarui.
You knew I was gonna go.
Yeah.
Everybody is throwing money at this guy. Everybody. I get it. He's got this resume. Dude is trash. No fight. He's got no fight in him. If the fight does not go his way, he makes horrible decisions. He just goofs around. He's shown me nothing in his past 2 fights to show me that he is a serious fighter. I honestly think he's collecting a paycheck. I would not be shocked to see the upset right now from Yachi here. I really wouldn't. And if you saw Yachi at weigh-ins, if you're interested in this fight, in this card, please go watch weigh-ins because he looked amazing. Muscles on top of muscles on top of muscles, good vitamins. He's ready to rock. So if you're going to give me, I'll just pull up the line real quick. You're going to give me plus 455 against Barnarui.
Wow.
I'll take a shot.
That fight against Primus was embarrassing. It was really
so
bad. It was really bad. Okay.
So then we'll go to Archie here. I'll sum this one up. Archie Coughlin is fighting a 37-year-old journeyman who missed weight. The line is steaming on him. He's up to 675. I think it's parlayable. This should be Archie Coughlin all day. The guy is coming up the right way. All right, he's going to decision. He has the cardio. He has the finishes when they present himself. He's got great IQ, great camp. He's got all the pieces of becoming a fantastic fighter. And then they face off. I expected him to be smaller. He's not. They're staring eye to eye. So I think Archie has all the advantages in this fight. Lonnie, no interest. Bambine, no interest. Oh, Van Steens. So if you go to Gregory Bambine, he hasn't lost in, 11 years, I believe it is?
Oh, really?
Never lost a fight. He's 40 years old. Look at who he's been fighting. Let's look at those records.
Charlie Ward, Great quarterback from Florida State University. Played
That's
for the
right.
Knicks, I believe.
Great player for the Knicks. Charlie Ward was what, 47 years old? he was an old man, right? What is he? 43.
Yeah.
Okay, 43. Mike Shipman, not impressive. Shipman's fighting on this card. I don't like him either. It's just not impressed. Go to Van Steen. Van Steens is massive. And I know he lost his last fight, but look, you can't win forever. 11 years and 40 years old. I will gladly take the shot on Van Steens. Gladly take the shot on Van Steens. That loss to Douglas Lima did not look good, but it was more of a veteran lesson. And honest, money has come in on Van Steen, so he's parlayable now. He's minus 340. I think he gets rid of this guy, Bambine. If they give you an under line on this fight, you're taking this fight under. Last but not least, we have Splintergate with Cedric Doumbé.
Come on.
Look, this is a rebound spot. This is a late replacement for Jaleel Willis. These guys were the closest I've seen people to fighting at weigh-ins in a very long time. They were all over the stage to build up the fight.
Oh, just to build up? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, Willis is collecting a paycheck. He says that he's going to take him down and he's going to hold him down and this and that. And it's in France. Doumbé was winning that fight the last time, and he got that weird splinter with that weird situation. They're setting him up to win. I think this is him by knockout. So I'll go with Doumbé.
Jim, he called timeout in the middle of a fight to try and take a splinter out of his foot.
He didn't realize he was out of timeouts, though. Like, you get a penalty in the NFL if you call timeout, you're out of timeouts.
The NBA, you get a technical foul if you're out of timeouts.
Yeah, it was a Rex Ryan moment there.
I mean, just come on. Called a timeout because he had a splinter in his foot. Jesus.
This is a comeback spot for him. Again, builders this weekend. They need to get this guy a win and keep that train going.
Yeah, they need to do something after the last one. That cannot be his lasting image. It's calling timeout because of a splinter in his foot. So
I've never been more furious about a Bellator fight in my life than that moment.
That was a wild one. That was that was certainly a wild one. So all right, and then Patchy Mix gets Magomedov. So this is the not chiseled Magomedov. like this is the one that doesn't look like he's been wrestling in the mountains for his entire life. Yeah, this is the kid. Yeah, don't let the 20-3 record fool you. This is not the this is not the I mean, the guy's lost 2 out of 4 fights once he started fighting some real guys. So when he wasn't fighting in the ACB 50 Stormbringer. Wow, Stormbringer. Who? He did fight Peter. Look at this. He did fight Peter Yan way back when. That's kind of weird. Yeah. That's kind of weird. So, so all right. This is
all patchy.
Absolutely, it's all patchy.
This is patchy.
So, all right, guys, that is going to do it for us. Let's do a quick little recap here on what we like here. Ducote and Demopoulos, I think we both agree that we hate the price of Ducote. I'm a little bit more bullish on Demopoulos, but we both like the overs in that one. Alatengheili and Rodrigues, stay away from this one. Piera Rodrigues and Carnelossi. We both kind of lean Carnelossi in the overs in this one. Magomedov and Alves under. I'll boost maybe by finish, but Melissa Gatto and Tamires Vidal. Gatto, super, super juicy, but she's so much better than Vidal. Oumar C. Tokkos, don't bet that one. Tom Nolan, Victor Martinez. We like Nolan inside the distance, or if you just want to use the under or not to go the distance parlay piece. Angela Hill and Pinheiro. We like Angela Hill. Like the fight to go over. Yanez and Salvador. We really like Yanez. Bramaj and Grimbo, this is a great live bet opportunity. Wait for Bramaj. If he doesn't get the finish, he'll gas out. Grimbo takes it from there. Khaos Williams and Carlston Harris, not too exciting. Not much on that. Barboza and Murphy, again, not too bad. It's the co-main and the main, not that bettable. So no reason to bet the co-main and the main if they're not great fights, if you don't find an edge. So, all right, guys, that's going to do it for us. Again, leave us a comment, hit the like button. Don't forget to grab all of our official plays over at wagertalk.com. Good luck on our plays, and we will see you later.
Good luck, guys.